Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Thrawn's Revenge Imperial Civil War 2.3 preview playthrough as the Errata Authority. In the last episode, we finished off taking over Bothawai. We consolidated a bit of our position here, and this episode we're probably going to continue off to the north here. I'd like to send Delvardis' fleet up to Nal Hutta, and I'm even thinking about sending our fleet from Shardan up to Telesia. So I think we'll do that first, actually. You know what? I need one of these. There you go. So let's actually get into that. We're going to go straight on there, and we will go straight on up here. We are going to keep trying to build up this fleet over Bothawai, so eventually we should be able to go up to Kashyyyk and hold our position, like hold some choke points. I don't think we're going to push too far into the Empire right now. We're going to let them fight who they're fighting. But we will continue on against the New Republic in the east and push as far as we can that way. Just want to make sure that we have a lot of our stuff secured. So between the episodes, I have continued on through some of our fighter reworking stuff. I'm going to post on the forums, or I guess by the time this video goes up, I've already posted on the forums the part of the spreadsheet. So before the last episode, I believe I'd already done the hull and shields. Tonight I've done all of the max speed, turning, acceleration, so most of the movement related stuff. So, oh, they got away. So yeah, that's going to continue on. Next up is going to be the weapons. I think there's one or two ships that I actually missed when I was putting the spreadsheet together, specifically the Howl Runner and the Prey Bird. So I'll have to go back and make sure I get those. But I think that should be it for all the missed ones. So I'm going to continue doing that. We've got a lot of stuff going on, like I was saying a few episodes ago. A lot of the people who were on the team before are now back in active duty. And we're actually making a lot of progress on some of the stuff we're trying to get done here, trying to get started. So should be a lot of stuff in motion for the next little while. It's always hard to know exactly how long people are going to be able to stick around for in any given session, but for now everything's going smoothly, so I'm happy. But yeah, so that should mean that by Saturday's episode, hopefully, or Sunday's episode rather, hopefully we'll be able to have the TIE Punisher in. It probably won't be textured right away, but we should be able to at least have the ship in and start getting that used. I know a lot of the patrons were requesting TIE Punishers for their fighter loadouts, since they're allowed to pick custom loadouts for their ships. So that should be a thing over the next 2 days. And I don't know if there's going to be any other Raidu ships finished during the playthrough, but we'll see. And I also did put up the... Oh, Morja. It's happening again. I also did put up the poll on the community tab on the channel for people to vote who are going to play through next. I think there's already 1,000 votes in that, and it looks like Maldruid is going to win. They're at like 40% of the votes. The next is the New Republic at, I want to say, 25? But yeah, it's looking like we're going to be playing Maldruid. So that should be fun. We haven't played Maldruid for a long time on the channel. It was actually the second playthrough we did. We did Zinj first, and we haven't done Zinj since, but after that we did Maldruid, and we haven't done Maldruid since. And it was honestly one of my... Oh, that's something I needed to write down. The Golans. Golan fighters. But yeah, so that Maldruid playthrough was honestly one of my favorites that I've done on the channel, even up to now. Ever since I started. Like, it was probably the most episodes. It was like 40 episodes. And the episodes were a little bit shorter back then in general. But it was still like 40 episodes, and we were probably losing for the first 30, which was... Like, being on the back foot for that long was a lot of fun. We were actually talking about how to make sure that that kind of thing happens in more situations for players who do want to have higher difficulty. So there should be some changes in that direction coming in over the next little while too. Not all the time for every difficulty level. We want to make sure that like difficulty actually scales with what you're trying to play to, and that's also why we've talked about having it as like a 4th difficulty level, so that for the most part, for the lower levels, it is just direct improvements to how the AI behaves instead of the extra stuff to make it that much more challenging or to keep up. But yeah, so I guess I'll give some cliff notes on some of the changes. A lot of TIEs, a lot of Imperial fighters had their maneuverability upped, which you might be able to see a little bit of in how these guys are flying. Stuff like the Y-Wing is now a lot slower and less maneuverable than it even was. The B-Wing, I think, is more maneuverable, but slower. So overall, the net effect should be that the Imperial fighters are still worse, but they're not as much worse as they were before. So like, they weren't horrible before. It actually wasn't a lot of huge changes that I was making, but overall it should help make them a little bit more competitive against the New Republic fighters, which are still supposed to be the best in the game, but it can be a little bit more competitive now. So overall, preliminarily, it all seems to be going in the right direction. It'll take a little while for us to know exactly how it's all working out and what other changes might need to be made, but for the most part, again, pretty happy with how it's going so far. Right, here we go. We do want to get another CR90 model going at some point soon. That's the base game, Death Clone, but yeah, so like the Lancer is a much higher poly model than it used to be. With the CR90, we can probably afford to do that as well. Actually, no, hold on. The VT19 or VT49 Decimator or whatever it's called should be in the playthrough as well pretty soon. So there will be another unit in for us. So yeah, that should actually be in pretty soon too. Kalo has pretty much finished the model. He just finished modeling and skinning the Punishing One, which is, I believe I brought up already, but he moved on from that to the VT49 and finished the model, or mostly finished the model like yesterday or something, so it should be on its way. Suicide Sphere. Let's get Endeavor over here. Vindicator on this side and two Vigils. And you know what? Let's get an Interdictor Star Destroyer. Okay, you need to hit that. No single unit retreat. All right. Said, move in a little bit more on this side. You guys are going to punch through straight in there. Interceptor here. Returning to your position. One of the AI changes I would like to make in this version, as far as tactical level goes, is tightening up some of the AI use of fighters, making them cluster a little bit more together, or make them more actively target stuff. Because a lot of the things that makes the AI less competent in tactical battles, or less able to take advantage of all of as much of its power as it could, is they end up so spread out. And generally the fighters, if you're going to be effective, you're going to get fighter superiority, you need to have them a bit closer together. So that's going to be what we go for there. Alright. Got the usual assault frigates in. Okay, you can just sit there and start attacking that. The torpedo sphere really does need to get redone, but it's probably not going to be a 2.3 thing. So, same thing with the CR90. Those guns are probably not going to end up in 2.3, but they are on the list. And it all really just depends on how many artists we have at any given time. Actually, I think I can turn up... Sorry, I'm just going to turn up the volume in game a little bit. One of the things I do want to do for the channel... hopefully this doesn't... Come on... Ever since I updated to Windows 10, just alt-tabbing became so much worse. But yeah, one of the things I do want to do for the channel, at least, is upgrade to a newer version of Premiere. So I can do actual multi-track editing without jumping through a bunch of extra hoops. There we go. We're like, not multi-channel, I'm importing the video and having it show up with all the actual channels it has. Because I do record with everything in a different audio channel, but to actually edit it that way, I need to do a bunch of extracting and stuff, and it's a huge hassle when it should be just like a 3-second importing process. I know, I'm probably moving faster than I should. I think we're going to send these guys into... No, Hudda. This will probably cue a battle. Hold on. I think they got retreated to Nal Hudda, which can happen. There's no real way for us. There's not an efficient way for us to check for that kind of stuff. We'd have to look into that a bit more, though. Tactical battle imminent. Okay, we can go back now. So yeah, basically the way the single unit retreat and stuff works is once it gets back to the galactic level, it randomly selects. Sorry, it randomly selects from all the planets that that faction has, and there's no real check in that for controlling land and space. The game just basically knows if it controls, if the faction owns the planet, it has a chance to spawn there. So there is a chance of getting it spawned at a place where the tactical battle imminent. Okay, where stuff is controlled. That's not good. Well, there's an interdictor there. Maybe the time when we sacrifice all of our heroes is getting closer than I thought.
The enemy is approaching.
Okay. It's been a while since we've had a good big battle in this playthrough, so let's do it. Move you in there. I think we're in a better position than them. Okay, let's go in there. There's definitely some traders in there. Hold on, where are the traders? What do you got? Oh, that's Harsk. Is that Outer Rim Annoyance? Nope. Peregrine's Nest. We got one trader. Relena. Cordial Discourse. Tector. Okay. That Tector. I don't know why I said it like it was a patron that's a trader. But it is... we do have a few traders in here. I don't know, I've thought about like putting some of them in, like putting the option for people to request units for the other factions in the playthroughs. I'm just not sure how many people would actually want that. So they can always show up like the traders they are. Alright, we do have some fighter heroes, so let's get them in there. I kind of want to make sure that we can take out the interdictor first. Alright, Outer Rim Annoyance, or Calameter is not Outer Rim Annoyance. You guys are going to get further back.
We've got them on scopes. Orders, sir. Returning to your position. Commander, they're hitting intercepting. He won't be around much longer. Our target priority is the laser cannons. Bombers at the ready. I'll take care of this. Heading for attack position. Reporting the lasers are our target.
Okay, you're going to go up there a little bit. You are going to stop.
Roger that. We're moving out.
Enemy forces.
Warm up.
Engaging
Full speed.
enemy. I got him.
Destroyer
To be
here.
destroyed.
Attack commencing.
He's headed your
I don't like Hublin being at the front here,
Our target priority is
so I'm going to try to send Hublin back a little bit. I'm going to get these ones going up.
Tarleton cruiser reporting.
And Tanda,
we shall be there.
you probably are safe moving up the right now.
Weapons ready, sir.
Bulk ordered ties is probably going to not make it right now. Okay, you need to stop there.
Yes, Commander.
You need to get further back. Okay, Tanda, your main job is taking that guy out.
Need to receive orders.
That interdictor.
Awaiting your orders.
Awaiting orders. Acquiring target.
Awaiting your command.
Watch him. He's coming around. Ready for command, sir.
Oh boy, so many triangles. It's like a chip bag got emptied in space.
Returning to your position.
Commander. Right away. Reporting in.
Okay, Tanda, you are doing everything you needed to do.
Roger that. Moving out.
This.
Attack. Our primary engine.
Rashawn. Okay, Rashawn, I'm going to send you after bombers. And these bombers, now that they're free, I'm going to send them after Cordial Discourse.
Copy.
Hmm.
Heading out.
Pursuing enemy forces.
Get to the back, please.
Fallout.
Reporting in.
About to be destroyed.
The lasers are our target. I copy. Let's move out.
Narrowing position.
Our target priority is the laser cannons. Fire. Star Destroyer standing
Alright,
by. Let's go.
Lowbacks, I guess you'll have to get up a little bit. We kind of need to take advantage of them a little bit more.
Destroyer reporting in. Yes.
This is our biggest battle group in this battle right now.
The shield are holding.
You've done a good job taking up their... No, you need to stop.
Awaiting.
You need to turn around.
This way.
You're both not going where I want you to.
Your command.
Okay, let's just take out Blitzer.
Commander. Reporting in. Roger that.
Hublin is not going to make it.
Orders. Copy.
Pursuing enemy forces. Taking him out.
Form up. Open fire. Nowhere to run. Our engines are gone, sir. I copy. Our launch bay is gone.
Awaiting your command.
Destroyer here.
He's headed your direction. I'm on this
I
one.
copy. Reporting. Star Destroyer standing by. Star Destroyer reporting in. Take out the iron cannons.
Rip Hublin.
Yes, Commander. Attack that.
He's like the one Arido Authority hero that I actually care about. Alright,
System is down. Heading to destination. Awaiting your orders. Attacking target.
Primary engine system is down.
Awaiting your command.
He's coming around.
Your command, sir.
Returning to your position.
Reporting.
Our launch bay has been disabled.
I'll take care of this.
okay, we need to take down Harsk, and then we need to take down Krenel.
Fire at will.
Our engines are destroyed, sir.
Reporting in. Roger that.
Okay, if you would turn around and actually get in here, that would be helpful.
Destroyer here.
Our lasers have been destroyed. Ready.
You guys are going to get up to the front more. You're going to stay there.
I copy. Targeting. Our engines are out.
I'm on this one. Intercepting.
Get our fighters back in there.
Under control.
Hublin.
Reporting. Our shields are down. Star Destroyer standing by. Our engines are gone, sir.
He's coming around.
Our lasers are destroyed. Star Destroyer.
Yeah, you having a nice leisurely stroll through enemy territory.
Returning to your position. I'll take care of this.
Yes, Commander.
They took out our lasers.
Enemies in range. Get behind them.
Awaiting orders.
The torpedo launcher has been destroyed. Our launch bay has been disabled. They've destroyed our torpedo
Awaiting
launcher.
your orders. Target locked. Engaging the enemy. I'm on. Our enemy craft. The lasers have been destroyed.
Okay, you guys can focus that down. You guys
I copy.
TIE fighters, get over there. Sive.
Yes, Commander. Reporting. Advancing on target.
The shields aren't holding. Awaiting your command. Your command, sir.
Cover me now.
Commander. Coming around.
Been hit.
Closing
Reporting
on
in.
target. Pursuing enemy forces.
I just want to take down Harsk.
System is down.
Well, I want to take down Harsk and Krenel, but Krenel is looking like it'll be a bit more difficult.
Bomber standing by. Under control. Nowhere to run. Bomber squadron reporting. About to be destroyed. Watch him. He's coming around. He's headed your direction.
Falling out of formation.
Returning to your position.
Roger that.
I'll take care
Form
of
up.
this.
They've taken out
You're
our
on
launch
position.
bay.
Ready for orders.
Our lasers are destroyed.
Enemy ships. Yes, sir. All fighters attack.
Go after them.
Let's finish
Destroyer
him.
here.
Regroup.
Heading to
Fly through there. I just want to make sure that they're not able to shoot us as effectively.
Taking them out. Engaging the enemy. We're being targeted.
Hunters, get hunting. Swiper, stop swiping. Okay, here goes Harsk.
Shields almost gone. I'm on this one. Watch for enemy ships. Watch your back.
Our shields are
That's no good.
Copy.
Watch it.
Our engines are gone, sir.
After them. Returning
Move
to your
out.
position.
Our launch bay is gone.
Intercepting. He won't be around much longer.
I copy.
I'll take care of this.
Again, switch position.
Gun them down.
That's a lot of stuff. Thank you, AI. See, this is what I wanted from you.
Beginning construction.
Okay, so let's take Nal Hutta, and then I'm probably gonna move back a little bit so we can build up our ground force a little bit more and rebuild that space fleet. I was really hoping we'd be able to take out both of those, both of the heroes by the time the interdictor was taken out. We were a bit too committed.
Choose your reinforcements.
Right away. Order acknowledged. Right away. Setting course. Rolling out. Charge. Scanning target. Moving to position.
Okay, let's just wipe out the huts on the way through. You are going to give us our infantry.
Armor ready. Moving to fire. Your orders, Commander?
Reporting.
I am ready. Just give me a target.
And we are going to get a sensor array. So I actually did increase the prices on all the build pad stuff.
Brigade ready.
So they should be a bit more of an investment now. You can see the prices there.
Affirmative. On my way.
Because they are quite effective.
Enemy has been spotted.
Like before there was no reason to not build them ever.
Roger that.
So it'll probably be adjusted a little bit more too, but
Target.
just for now they're...
Fire. Right
Oh,
away.
that's a lot of T2s.
Order acknowledged. What is your
Salvation.
order? Acknowledged. Providing covering fire. Open fire. Attack that target. Heading out. Awaiting orders. As you command. Copy. Attacking target. Fire at will. Fall out.
Moving to secondary position.
Copy. Reporting. Attacking. Target.
Providing covering fire. Moving to secondary position.
Let's go.
Okay, that's most of the rebel units.
Keep going.
I'm just gonna keep saying rebel.
Support ordering.
I'm not gonna correct myself when I do that anymore. I'm just gonna have long, pointless monologues afterwards. That kind of negates the fact of saying I'm not gonna correct myself.
Charge. Scanning target. Moving to fire. Ready.
Okay, you're gonna move back.
Brigade standing by.
You're all gonna move back now.
Unit destroyed.
Armor ready. Give me a target. Rolling out. Tank brigade ready.
Ready. Moving out.
Standing by. Affirmative. Ready for orders.
What's even here? This is more economic stuff for the most part.
I'm here, sir.
I feel like the rebels are probably on their last legs.
Destination is acknowledged.
Laying suppressive fire.
They might actually be able to make a recovery in the northeast, because the Empire's kind of got us cut off, or they don't really have us cut off, but they control the only planets between here and like Mon Calamari. So I don't know if we're gonna go straight through that. And it looks like in the north, they pretty much just got a few planets from Zinj and a few planets from Arido to deal with. So they might not have too much stopping them from building up there, which would be a pretty nice thing if they could get a foothold again.
Moving out, sir.
There we go. Now Hutta is ours. This is another good economic planet for us. So we'll do that, and what is our fleet cap on this? 179, so I think we'll break this fleet up a little bit. Indefatigable, and that ISD can go, as well as an acclimator and a VSD. So you guys are going to go down to Bothawai. And
construction complete.
Okay, we got that IDT. I'm going to get a
Unit in production.
couple more of these units going there. And we're going to get
Recruiting troops.
some infantry going as well. They're going to go into our main ground force over here.
For departure.
At some point we'll be able to start making
Navigating to coordinates.
Colonel Cronus, so we'll get the Night Hammer, and we'll also get
Complete.
our regular executor as well. Or it's a patron unit in this one, but still not a hero.
Construction complete.
Mauler ready.
Okay, let's actually take a second and let's look at how everyone's doing here. Empire's at 17%. New Republic's at 8. Empire of the Hand's back up to 5. They were at something like 3 or 2 before earlier. PA's up to 25. Druid's actually at 15, so they're not doing as badly as I thought. They're kind of split up. We're going to go check that out in a second. Zinj is at 11. More at 11. We're at 19. So PA is actually the main powerhouse right now, but they won't really do anything about that until Era 3, I believe. Zinj has... This is most of his territory. Yeah, he has Sereno, and then he has these 3. Greater Maldruid is split up into 2 sections there. They actually did take Antimeridius, which I don't think they'd done in the last episode. We're also opening up... We're getting to the point where Hapens will spawn as well. I might actually set them to playable so that they don't automatically lose all auto-resolves. And then we might get a little bit... We might actually get to the point where we can fight them. I don't think... They're not going to be like active or anything, I don't think. I'm not sure if they have the stuff set up. They might, because there's actually some stuff that we've gone and we've set up ahead of time for when certain factions do become playable. And the Hapens will become playable at some point. Or that's the idea. So they might actually have the infrastructure there that we can turn them on and they'll build some ships or something, but you need to build that there. You need to build that there. And Coughless I'm going to turn into another
Constructing.
semi-factory planet. Same with Ryloth. So that's good. Sullust. Let's get... let's actually get a Praetor. Let's get base Delta 0.
Unit.
It's Thuisfan. Let's get
Enemy fleet
Pride of
approaching.
Aridu. Pride of Aridu. Enemy fleet coming into Nel Hutta.
Construction complete.
Moving out, sir.
Tactical battle imminent.
Okay, that's a lot of ships. Do they have any interdictors? No. They have Pride of Aridu as well. Pride of Aridu is a traitor. Part of a Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Okay, let's actually get Pride of Aridu there. And we'll get base Delta 0 there as well. Because we do get the discount, so that's good. And just at Aridu, just to save some time, or at Sullust rather, let's get Spiral and Peregrine's Nest, another one of the traders. Alright, I'm not going to risk these ships. I was willing to do it with the other fleet because partially Interdictor, so we're a bit more committed, but also because we haven't had a real big battle for a while, so I wanted to at least commit to part of it. But with this is just going to lose us ships, so we're not. I'm not about this life right now.
Retreat in progress.
There you are, Pride of Aridu, being a traitor. Poor little station. It was so young. Not that young, really. Okay, are they going to send those away at all? I feel like we could technically win that battle if we had these fleets mixed. Oh, they're leaving. I guess they didn't have enough ground forces for that. They just wanted to kill our stuff. Show us who's boss. Okay, thank you for not killing me. Well, at least we have that other fleet too. I want to get you guys over there. And how many PopCap are you going to take up? 120. So this is actually perfect as it is.
Ready to go.
All right, so I'll leave it up to you guys in the comments for the next little bit of this. So do we want to continue on with our war over in the east against the New Republic? Do we want to start focusing a little bit more on the core up to here? So maybe like taking up to Fondor, Corellia, Telesia, and securing that for us, because that doesn't open up too many more, not plot holes, too many more choke points. Or do we want to even go off to the west and fight the Empire of the Hand? So that's your comment question for today. I think that is going to do it for today's episode, though. So thanks for watching, everyone. There will be another episode tomorrow and Sunday. And again, we'll try to get the TIE Punisher and maybe even the VT-49 in for those. But that is going to do it for now. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you then. Bye.